Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rhonda and this is Yarn Cord DIY and it is Monday. So I didn't record at all over the holiday. I spent the entire time having uninterrupted time with my family and with my boyfriend. It was a lot of fun. We stayed up here with his family, so we didn't have to go do any driving or anything, which is always my nightmare on holidays. Christmas is going to be with my immediate family, so that's going to be a lot to navigate. But he did have a 4-day weekend, and it was a lot of fun to be able to just kind of disconnect and spend time with each other. I feel like our time is really limited between his working hours, and I'm not working right now, so I have a lot of time. But our time together is kind of limited. Not really. But the 9 to 5. You do your thing. You come home. You go to the gym, and then you just have like a small window during the week to do stuff. But having those extra 2 days to just hang out and be with each other was so fun, and I really loved it. We baked a pie. Actually, I baked a lot of pies. I had been requested to bring pecan pie to Thanksgiving dinner, and so I made two of them. I also followed a recipe from another YouTuber on here. I believe her name is Liliana. She was on a Michelle Jasic like collaboration video, and they made pumpkin pie and pumpkins together, but I didn't make that. She also has a recipe for cranberry goat cheese flatbread, and that came out like right before I was going to the grocery store to buy all the stuff to make the pie. So I was like, I have to make this. It is calling to me. I didn't get any pictures, but I did make it, and it was really good. And yeah, I would make it again. I'll link that video down below in the description, and then you guys can try it out. I also hi, my dog just has been coming in for all my videos. So we love to go to the movies. So we went to go see the movie Heretic. Heretic. I don't know how to say it. Whatever. But we went to go see it, and without giving anything away, the movie really made me want blueberry pie. Even on my Letterboxd review, my review was would watch this movie again. It really made me want some blueberry pie. So all I could think about was wanting blueberry pie. And I went out and I got the stuff and I made blueberry pie. It was my first time ever making that kind of pie. I've never made a double crust fruit filling pie. I've only ever made pecan and like pumpkin. So that was a learning experience. I didn't buy a deep dish pie pan. So I thought, it's not that big of a deal. It doesn't specifically say I need one. I was wrong. The pie ended up exploding a little bit and all of the juices came out. Not all of them, but enough came out. I'm glad I put the pie onto a cookie sheet because then it just all got caught on that cookie sheet and didn't go into the oven. That would have been a nightmare to clean up. But yeah, I made the pie. We also made a homemade raspberry blueberry jam that one of our friends gave us a recipe for. We were just like on a cooking and spending time together spree. It was, like I said, it was really fun and I really enjoyed it. He also decided that he was going to make a pot roast and cook some ribs, smoke some ribs for the week so we could have like some proteins cooked for the week and not have to worry about it. So we got all that done. We spent the entire day outside. I was reading. I finally finished up the Throne of Glass series. I'm not going to give any spoilers on that. That series took up a year of my life. And no regrets. There was like a good chunk where I was not reading because I was so focused on crocheting. And so there was like four months that I didn't read, but I was in the middle of a book. But finally finished it. I started a new book, and that one is You Shouldn't Have Come Here. And I would say 3 out of 5 for that book. It wasn't. It feels like it was rushed to get to where it was at. It felt like there was just like a lot of love story, and then the last like 4 chapters was like, and here's the thriller and twist that I promised you. I don't know. I wouldn't recommend it. It was all right. It was a quick read. I needed something short and quick to cleanse my reading after being in series after series after series, and I kind of got series fatigue. So I just wanted something short, something quick, and that was it. It was perfect. It was exactly what I needed. So if you have any other book recommendations for me that are like that, let me know because I need them. Um, Pause. So now that I've caught you up on my weekend, actually, I have not. There's more. There's more because we just, like I said, we were disconnected and we were together this weekend and we had fun. We came across a lot of like junk piles of people that are like, works fine, just don't use it anymore kind of stuff. I was able to snag a really cool like plug-in stand-up steamer that I can use for my crochet projects. And I've been talking about wanting a steamer, and the one I bought is actually just an iron that steams and it's not an actual just steamer on its own. So I wanted to use that to like block my sweaters and things, but it's because it's an iron, it was actually like damaging, so I didn't want to use that anymore, and I didn't really want to spend the money on a steamer when I'm not working. So coming across this, it was our neighbor. She put it out, and I was like, "Does this still work?" She goes, "Yeah, I just don't use it anymore. I got a better one." And I was like, "Awesome!" So got that. Works really well. We tested it out. Haven't tested on any yarn stuff yet, but the concept of it works well. Like it does what it's supposed to do, so I'm sure it'll work fine for the purposes that I need it for. We also got a bunch of pots because we are starting a garden, and when I get more into that, I will let you guys know about that progress and how it's going. If you have any gardening recommendations or anything for me, please let me know. I don't know anything about gardening, and I know it's about to be winter, but I know there's some stuff that I can plant now so that it'll start blooming in the spring. I also, like I said, just got a bunch of little pots, so if I need to do it inside and keep them in the garage, I can do that. So, tips, tricks, advice on gardening, let me know because I am wanting to learn. I want to have herbs. I want to have spices. I want to have fruits and vegetables that I grow myself. Yeah. Some other cool things that we got was bowling balls in old school bowling bags. Apparently they're big bowlers, but they got new balls and they just were throwing these out, and we like to bowl, so we were like, why not? It would be funny. We aren't very good if we just showed up with our own balls, and like I would probably score like I barely break 100, but imagine me showing up with my own ball and barely breaking 100. That's what it would be. So yeah, that was really fun. Fun little find, and we also got this really cool little nightstand for our guest room that can store some VHS because our guest room is all there's no smart TV or anything in there. It's all VHS and VCR, so we need more space to store things in there, which is cool. And we got another desk and we were going to repair it and fix it, but it turns out it was just beyond repair and we didn't want it, so we just ended up burning it in the fire pit. It was in the trash anyway, so whatever. But that was it for like the junk haul. I will show you guys a little bit of like a little overview of what we got. I'm not gonna like bring it all in here because it's heavy and it's a lot. It's like bowling balls and things, but I will show you guys what we got. Okay, that's probably like 10 minutes of me just talking about nothing. Actually, it's not nothing, but it's like 10 minutes of me just talking about my weekend and my life. And I know this is a crochet. Oh my god. I know this is a crochet channel, so let's talk about what I crocheted this weekend, which is not very much. So, which is why my weekend was so filled with everything else because this weekend I didn't really crochet very much. Um, let's start with my temperature blanket. I almost lost a year's worth of work. Okay, not a year because a year would mean I'm almost finished with my temperature blanket. So like March, February, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. October, November. So I almost lost 8 months worth of work. Um, I guess I could have just done 11 minus 3. Anyways, I almost lost 8 months worth of work because of a bug that Apple has, and they just don't have a solution for it. It is the most annoying thing I've ever had to encounter. And when it happened, I lost all motivation to do any work on my temperature blanket. So, October 28th was the last time that I worked on my temperature blanket. It was a few days before Halloween, and I didn't really feel like working on it at that time. And then I've been busy like applying for jobs and doing interviews, and then the internet show that I watched started, so I was always in the office, and I was never where my blanket is, which was in the living room at the time because it was my living room project. And I was going to bed after Dylan, so I didn't want to move it into the bedroom and then turn on the light while he was asleep and work on it. So it just kind of got neglected, which is fine, happens. I'm surprised I was able to go so long actually keeping up with it and not letting it get more than 2 weeks behind. But then 2 weeks 2 weeks went by, and I was like, okay, I'm 2 weeks behind. I can't get any further behind. I need to work on this temperature blanket. I went to open up the file on my iPad, and it wouldn't open. Nothing happened. I might be able to show you. 1 second. This is all that would show. I would open it up. Nothing happened. I tried to re-download it. I tried opening it up on cloud. I tried opening it up on my computer. I I tried so many things. I was on the phone with Apple support for an hour and a half, because even though I wasn't working on my temperature blanket, I was documenting my temperatures every day on the file on here. Um, and they just disappeared. So I lost almost 2 weeks worth of it, and I was just super demotivated. I didn't want to do anything with it. I was like, okay, well, Apple can't fix this. There's actually a few threads about this happening. If you open up a file in the Files app and you use the pen to mark it up, the markup feature corrupts the file. And there's a lot of people that have lost things that are much more important than temperature blanket documentation that are complaining about this to Apple. Students have lost entire years worth of notes that they've been taking in class, entire semesters worth of test notes and everything that they're trying to study for their degrees, and they use the Files app and they use the markup feature, and it just disappears. It gets corrupted. They can never open it again, and that's it. Um, so I was ready to give up. I was like, what do I do? I've lost all my temperatures. I've been so good about at least documenting my temperatures, and now they're gone too. I've lost 8 months worth of tracking, and I was really upset. It was really a bad day that day. Also, like the whole day had been bad, and that was just like the cherry on top for that. But luckily, um, my boyfriend works in IT, and he was able to not recover the file, but he was able to recover just my markups. So then I had to go in and write them all down on a new file. I did not trust the file anymore. So I went old school. 1 second. I had him print it out for me, and then I went through and I lined it all up, and I just wrote them all down. Um, I didn't highlight everything that was done already because I didn't want to get confused, but I knew where I had stopped, and I just have been catching up. As you can see, I was completely backed up on November, but I've started catching up. I've done all of October, and I've started catching up now. So I'm so thankful that he was able to do that, because I I was like, okay, I'm done with this blanket. I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm not going to go back and figure out all these temperatures. Um, and I was just going to let it sit in a work in progress project pile and never do anything with it. But I did make this in the beginning, so I at least had this, and then this was done, and I'm able to get started again. I'm able to get caught back up on that blanket. So that's really all I'm doing. I haven't really crocheted anything besides that. I started working on that granny square hexagon cardigan, but when I realized I needed to catch up on this, I put that to the side because that was more of like a fun project. And well, I mean, temperature blanket's a fun project too, but I put that to the side and I started working on the temperature blanket. And that's what I'm going to be focusing on until I get caught up. I am running out of yarn, so I did order some yesterday with some Black Friday sales. I'm also going to make myself a warm sweater to wear. So I ordered that yarn, and it was on Black Friday sale, buy two get one free plus my discount for military discount. And so I was able to get like $80 worth of yarn for $40. And I am so excited because I've been wanting to make this sweater, but I just could not pull the trigger on buying that much yarn when I don't have like a steady income. But $40 is an easier pill to swallow than $80, and I'm going to get my sweater. But yeah, that's really it. That's what I've been working on. Uh, so yeah, I'm just going to catch up on that temperature blanket. And honestly, I think I'm going to end this video. You guys just get one long rambling of me on Monday because I do have a very busy day on Wednesday, and I'm just going to be working on my temperature blanket tomorrow. So I mean, maybe I'll just record some of myself doing that. But yeah, that's really it. There's not a lot going on this week. As far as crochet projects, I am mostly focusing on getting a job and catching up on the temperature blanket. So if you guys have any suggestions or projects you want to see me work on, please let me know. But yeah, that's it for this Monday. Like I said, not a lot of crochet stuff going on. So if you made it this far and you listened to me yap, honestly, this was just a yapping video. If you listened to me yap for the past 15, 20 minutes, thank you for making it this far. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, leave a comment on things that you want to see me make, things you'd be interested in purchasing. If you have not already, please go follow my Instagram. It is yarncord DIY. You can see my face, you can see my logo, you'll know it's me. I'll also link that in the comments. But thank you for watching this far and have a nice week. I will see you next week. Bye.